So this is a very special edition of our Sunday Sit Down because we're not waiting on someone to join us. Actually, John Laws is the sit down for this Sunday Sit Down. It was a bittersweet week, maybe. I want to know what it felt like for you, because you, maybe not bittersweet, but you said goodbye to Channel 8 and to sports here in Tulsa. What was the overriding emotion as the week went on?
There was a little bit of nostalgia almost. I mean, I lived in the same place for 6 years, and like I told you the other day when I was giving away my furniture to the Salvation Army, that was the stuff that I had with me dating back 12 years when I started my first job. So something about seeing all that furniture go, that, I don't know, it just kind of set off a switch. It was like, gosh, that crappy furniture and I have been through a lot together. Stuff that I don't want to talk about on TV, but it's been through a lot.
Oh man! So I mean, you've covered a lot of things here.
Yeah.
If you could pick a thing or two that stands out, other than doing a stand-up at the Tulsa 66ers, your first weekend, thinking that was the place you should have been. Other than that, what stands out on the things that you've gotten a chance to cover?
I mean, there's been a lot of stuff.
Yeah, there really has.
I mean, just going back and looking, covering the Chili Bowl every year. As I said, I was getting annoyed a little bit towards the end covering, just because it's so loud and it's so much work going everywhere. I thought it was really cool to see Tony Stewart still out there doing track maintenance.
Yeah.
After now that he's retired from NASCAR, everything else, that would be like watching, a Zamboni accident and having Wayne Gretzky out there, just trying to pull things back. I mean, to see one of the all-time greats and the passion they have for everything involved with the sport, quietly, that was a really cool moment for me to see that.
Yeah, that is really cool. It's also been cool, the sports family that we've had here. When I first got here, it was Chris and Rick.
Right.
When you got here, it was me, you, and Rick. And then, the governor, Mr. Lincoln, is never far away. He's always, his picture's on the wall, he's always around. But then the last couple of years, it's just been you and I, and it's been hard.
Yeah.
It's been hard to try to cover all we've had to cover with just two people, but it's also been good in a challenging way.
Well, yeah, I got to thinking about it. I mean, I think the reason you and I always made such a good team is because obviously we are very different.
Right.
And I think it always kind of filled gaps. We always kind of complemented each other's strengths and weaknesses very well, and we were able to, accomplish about as much as anybody with the limited resources, and I take pride in that.
Yeah, I do too. And, complement each other in a couple ways, including our height. I was going to gift you with a box to stand on, or media guides or whatever, because what you guys don't know, what you guys don't know at home is every time we would do those joint stand-ups, which I loved doing because it just provided a little, maybe more of a informality and just more opinion and kind of flowed better, but we would have to have him stand on something because the shot would look a little off if we didn't. So I almost gifted you with like a big wooden box to stand on, but I decided not to. Let's take a quick break. On the other side, I want to fill people in on where you're going, what you're going to be doing, because they might be able to see you soon on the big screen, on the silver screen.
Well,
how's that for a tease? We'll be right back. Welcome back. So I gave the tease of all teases. So let's just get right into it. Where are you going? Why? What are you going to be doing?
Well, I'm going to Atlanta to fulfill my lifelong dream of being an Uber driver.
There you go. Lifelong dream circuit of 4 years ago.
That's right. Doing that along with most likely coaching some swimming. Actually going to probably end up doing some part-time sports radio too. I mean, scraping together whatever I can. The reason being is because I've been trying to get into acting a little more.
Yeah.
As you know, I've dabbled in it throughout my life, but it wasn't until more recently that I was like, deep down I always wanted to do it. I go back to college, and one thing about the media department at what was formerly Southwest Missouri State, regardless of what branch you went off onto, everybody started in the same basic film classes to learn the principles of it or whatever, and you had to make your own movies, and I loved that. I look back on it, and I mean, when I had to direct the movies and stuff, I was just, bang, here, this, just kind of one-track mind. It was like, as Nick Saban describes the process, I like the process.
I thought you were going to go rat poison.
No,
rat poison. Okay, that's good to know. People are going to say Atlanta to act.
Well,
why Atlanta?
Netflix evidently films a lot, if not most of their stuff. I think they're primarily based out of there. On and on. Because most people think, The Walking Dead, yes, The Walking Dead is there too. But it has become a new hub for a lot of filmmaking. And I just felt like if there was any opportunities to do that bang for buck, Atlanta's the place to be right now.
I'll stop on this and we'll let you get on the road because I know you got to get to Atlanta. Similarities between what you've done for, I mean, my gosh, the past X amount of years, ever since college, to what you will be trying to do full-time in acting. Are there parallels between live television and acting?
I think being comfortable on camera is huge, you know,
That's what
because
I imagine.
even working with some of these people that have like theater degrees and stuff, I could tell just being with them on camera that they weren't comfortable. You know, like, I mean, it's something just, you know, you can't fake. And I mean, we know subconsciously as time goes on, like I know what I look like right now. Now, what I feel like the biggest challenge is, you know, you're always taught in school not to have too many facial expressions because, you know, it's distracting, on and on. I feel like now it's kind of the opposite. I mean, you really visually need to convey more of what you're feeling at that moment, your character and what you've become. So I'm quietly really excited about the challenges. I mean, if I wasn't 100% confident that I could do this, I wouldn't even be trying. But it's going to be an adventure. That's all I know.
Hey, man, life's an adventure. It won't be the same without you here.
Yeah, man, it's been a hell of a run.
It has. Best of luck, man.
Yeah.
I'll see you on the silver screen in
Yeah,
what,
well,
6
we'll
months.
see. Right, or
6 months.
Or on Netflix or wherever,
Or on
or
Netflix.
somewhere. It's like, oh, there's the bartender. I know that
you
guy.
get out at Hartsfield Airport, you call an Uber.
That's right.
Who might pick
It
you
could
up?
happen.
This guy. See you, man.
All right.